good morning. I am actually sitting in the parking lot of my previous employer because they have a book club on Friday mornings at 5:30 that I skipped last week to record the videos that I needed to record and some other things I needed to do. But anyway, so I'm here. I just finished today. It's actually 7 o'clock now. And yes, I still come even though I don't work here, because to me, this is like the most magical hour of my entire week. I get more out of coming to this hour than I could possibly explain. In fact, I remember when I was newer with the company and still working here, I used to come up with excuses sometimes to not come. And then I very, very quickly realized like that extra hour and a half of sleep that I lost on Friday mornings to come here added so much value to every single moment of my entire week that I actually felt like I had more time and I got more productive and I achieved more and I accomplished more and I was happier. And so to me, this is like I mean, I can't imagine not having it. That would be the most awful thing in the world. And they are talking about possibly not being able to continue it. So let's cross our fingers that that doesn't happen, because that would make me really, really sad. What I wanted to talk about today is, well, we've been talking about time blocking for the last 2 weeks, the last two videos. And the funny thing is it keeps showing up, right? That's universal law for you. It's going to keep coming if it's something that's on your plate and it's something that you need to hear and it's something that you're focusing on and all of the above. So for me, I feel like the biggest strength and weakness in my ability to be successful is my ability to schedule my time and do things. And you know, the thing is, I always have this issue with cutting things off and ending them to be able to move on to the next thing. And I'm feeling like that's the thing that keeps showing up now, is being able to not just end things and move on to the next thing, but not feeling guilty about it and scheduling time off. That has been the thing. So I have this guilty thing of when I am time blocking, I oftentimes time block everything. More hours than I should possibly be awake. More hours than anything. And then I run long doing them. And then I end up with like 3 hours of sleep. Now, don't misunderstand. It is okay to work hard. I'm a firm believer that if you are taking care of yourself and you are living inspired, we don't need nearly as much sleep as we think. But you do have to listen to your body. If your body is telling you that it is not getting enough, you're on the verge of getting sick, anything like that, you absolutely need to take a step back. Allow your body to have the rest it needs so that you can move forward with power. If you are fatigued, number one, your decision making ability is reduced, so you won't make as good of decisions. You'll make slower decisions. You'll be less productive. You won't get as much done in the same amount of time. And you definitely, like I said, if you're making the wrong decisions, you're going to be down the wrong path before you get back on the right path anyway. And so that is something that I am going to work on for this week. And I hope that I'm inspiring somebody else who needed to hear that same thing to do the same thing. So for instance, this last week, Wednesday, I had, it was kind of a looser thing scheduled, but I have this like massive to-do list. When you're self-employed or you own a business, or, you know, even in a sales position working for another company, there is an endless amount of things you can do to generate business, to build a database, to nurture a database, and then of course to do your sales presentations or marketing presentations, or, you know, whatever it is, depending on what you do. And then to actually generate business, like convert business from your database and nurturing your database into actual viable income producing business, and then turning it back around, right? And so it's nurturing them through that process once you've earned their business, and then putting them right back in the beginning so that you can develop repeat business and referrals. That is any business. Some processes might be faster or slower, but at the end of the day, for the most part, it is going to be exactly the same. And there is literally an endless number of tasks that you can do to do that. In fact, I just had a conversation with my director of training 2 weeks ago, maybe, where I was like, okay, no more big elaborate Christina projects. I need to peel it back down to the basics once I get through what I'm already involved in, and allow myself to really, really master and focus on those things and build momentum in those things. Then we can worry about prettying it up. You know, like it's just like me to say, in the midst of everything else, I'm going to write a book right now. Maybe I'll write another one. And so, and no regrets. Like, I'm having a ton of fun. I'm absolutely loving what I'm doing. It's serving every purpose so far that it was intended to serve. And I'm super excited to see where it goes. But with that said, it's also really, really important to make sure that in that process, you aren't neglecting the basic things that essentially build stability in your business, so that you are not always having to do big elaborate things, always having to go without sleep. So this last week anyway, I had this rolling to-do list that I was supposed to knock out all day on Wednesday. I woke up and my body was like, No, absolutely not. I could feel that I was starting to get sick. It's a habit I have, is working myself until I'm sick and then losing momentum while I'm sick, and I didn't want that to happen. So I still did things, but I did them way slower. I actually went back to bed. I got some rest. And then I got up and started tackling by priority. It's something I remember I used to do a lot during pre-license that I had forgotten about. When I wake up stressed out or overwhelmed or with more things to do than I can do in a day, really just sitting down with that list, and yeah, all of those things maybe need to get done today, but if they can't, which ones are going to be the most important? Which ones are going to produce the highest results? Which ones are going to produce the most lasting results? And which ones are going to allow me to be the best me moving forward? And so just taking that time back to the, first or second video of time blocking that we talked about, and really prioritizing which things are going to be considered those big rocks, even within a day, not within a priority list, if that sort of makes sense. So hope that was helpful, and I hope you guys all have a fabulous week, and make sure you do something that inspires you. Have a great day. Bye.